Mm-hmm. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Bluetooth connected.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. There we go. And we got Lisa. Oh, what happened here? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All right, here we go. Let's chant a little bit. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gauranga. Yes, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our taking shelter of Lord Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. All right, here we go. Hey, where's our dancer here? Hey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, oh Lord Krishna, oh Srimati Radharani. Devotion to Krishna, where are you? Krishna, please come give us shelter today. You're the only way, love of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jesus Prabhupada, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Radha Krishna, Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna Govinda, Radha Krishna Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe 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 Radhe Madhava, Radhe Radhe Madhava, Radha 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 Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda. Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Oh, Krishna, oh Lord Krishna. Yeah. Oh man, your names are so sweet, full of juice, aren't they, man? Really amazing. God, I feel like I'm learning every day more about the name, how to chant it. Really amazing, man. I love it. Oh man. Woo. What an education, man. I think this is the only education worthwhile. Oh yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Oh boy. Oh, it's like the chanting. The lips are like a juice squeezer, man, squeezing the juice out of the name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, It's like the lips are like kissing the beloved. The lips are chanting is like kissing the beloved. See, that's what it is. Yeah, it's like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radha Krishna, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe 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 Govinda, 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 Radhe Radha Govinda, Radha Radha Govinda, Radha Radha Govinda, Radha Radha Govinda, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Nityananda, Nitya Nityananda, Nitya Nityananda, Nitya Nityananda, Nitya Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this doesn't sound good, this microphone? I mean, it's okay? Doesn't sound like Karuna likes it. So this sounds horrible. Something sounds horrible. What's horrible here?
I don't hear something horrible.
This is to be spiritual because it's material, it's horrible.
What do you mean?
Okay, sounds the same. Okay. Yeah, anyway, squeezing the juice out of the name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, crappy background. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare.
Okay. All right. Can't please everybody sometimes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, All right, so maybe we'll read a little bit now. Okay. Hare Krishna. So let's read some Chaitanya Mangal again. Let's see here. This is Lord Gaurachandra is my life in Chaitanya Mangal. A very blissful day came, and the villages of Nadia floated in an ocean of bliss. Who has the power to describe?
Professional mode.
Who has the power to describe who has the power to describe even a single sesame seed's worth of that bliss? No one in the whole material world was fortunate like Sachi and Jagannath Mishra. No one in the whole material world was fortunate like Sachi and Jagannath Mishra. I like that. No one. It's true. No one's like anyone fortunate to become attached to Lord Chaitanya. No one is fortunate like them. No one. Everybody doesn't have the real shelter. You know? I mean, you got to have shelter of God. You got to, God's transcendental. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, you got to feel God, man, in your life. The God, transcendental Lord. You know, that God, that great mystery. You gotta know, what that presence is like, man. Feel that great mystery in your life, man. Feel a relationship related to that personality, person, the best friend. Yeah. Then we'll get help from our best friend. Yeah. Yeah, no one in the whole material world was fortunate like Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra. That includes no one. Yeah, in the celestial kingdom, all the great demigods and everything. If they're not attached to Lord Chaitanya to the point of this intimacy and ecstasy, they're not as fortunate as even a simpleton that is. Yeah. In the eyes of God, they're more important than here in the eyes of people. The Maya is so important, and those in the Maya are so important. One day, accompanied by his friends, Jagannath Mishra suddenly noticed that his son had become very qualified. In his heart, he thought, "My son is 9 years old. He is very qualified. At an auspicious moment, I will give him the sacred thread." Returning home, returning home, returning home, he complained. He explained all this to Sachi, bringing an astrologer to his house. He selected an auspicious day. To his kinsmen, he sent invitations that said, "I will give Vishwabhara the sacred thread. I will give I will give Vishwabhara the sacred thread." Oh, Krishna. To his house, Jagannath Mishra brought Lord Advaita Acharya, who was a famous Pandit learned in the Vedas and in the performance of yajna. To the Brahmins, Jagannath Mishra gave betel nuts, sandal, and garlands. To the Brahmanas, Jagannath Mishra gave betel nuts, sandal, and garlands. Hundreds and hundreds of saintly ladies were anointed with red sindura. To every guest, saintly Sachi gave kadi, bananas, oil, and turmeric. There were tumultuous sounds of Jai Jai, and the conch shells sounding. There was sweet fragrance. There was a sweet fragrance. At sunset, the Adivesh ceremony was performed. The Brahmanas chanted auspicious verses. The poets recited poems. They gave blessings in this way. The ritual was performed. When night turned into sunrise, Jagannath Mishra gracefully performed the Nandamukhi Shraddha ceremony. He worshipped the Brahmins and offered them paja and achama. And then the time came to begin the yajna. She anointed Lord Vishwambara's limbs with oil and turmeric, and his head with fragrant amalika oil. Then she bathed him with Ganga water. Tossed by the waves of bliss, she forgot herself. Then she bathed him in Ganga water and tossed by the waves of bliss. She forgot herself. She bathed him in Ganga water and tossed by the waves of bliss. She forgot herself. This is so mystical, man. This is unbelievable, man. It's so mystical, so esoteric. No wonder not even the greatest philosophers can understand this. That are praised. Socrates could not. You can't understand. Plato. None of them. Biden or Trump. No, they can't understand this. Not even Acharya Dev or Radhanath or Jayapataka. They can't understand this. But they can. They hang out here. It's possible. They'll get a great revelation, man. His limbs were decorated. The dancers danced, singers sang. At an auspicious moment, Lord Gore's head was shaved. His limbs were decorated with ornaments, fragrant garlands, and sandal paste. He was dressed in saffron garments. A sacred thread was placed on his body. Gazing at his handsome form, everyone was overcome. He was like Kamadev himself. It's not about knowledge of Krishna. It's about attachment, emotional attachment. That reveals special knowledge, different than just study knowledge, study of the Vedas. This attachment, this is the prema, this is knowing. In Bhagavad Gita, Vishwanath Chakravarti's version, Krishna says, those who know me as Aja, everywhere present, super soul, they don't really know me. But those who know me as the son of Mother Sachi and Jagannath Mishra, see, those who know me, see, no, how do you know? Only by attachments, emotional bond. Okay? And they really know me. See, complete, the full Godhead. Got to know how you got to know Krishna. You got to know what is his favorite manifestation. Not that's all-encompassing super soul. No, he enjoys more than anything sporting with his mother and father and gopi friends, cowherd friends. This is God. This is his real innermost desire. But that's really him. You gotta, you don't know somebody till you know what they really desire. That's it. That's how the Lord doesn't desire as much to be the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Punisher. See, these are how people see. Well, he's the Punisher. Punish our misdeeds, reward our good deeds. This other form is just pure mercy to the good and the bad. Doesn't matter, because everybody's got a little good and bad in them. Everybody wants to be a bad girl, bad boy, a little bit. Everybody, even a little saint has that inside. And Lord, everybody's looking. Well, if I'm good, the Lord will reward me. If I'm bad, I'm going to get punished and go to hell. People think like that. But does Krishna, in his deepest form, think like that? Do the devotees think like that? No. Just pure mercy exudes from them. It's mercy. Love, real love, devotion. Devotion to God. So someone says, want to be closest devotee. Yeah, well, it's very simple how to do that, is be around the close devotees. That's the bona fide guru, according to chapter 1 of Adi Lila. It says, when you're ready to be delivered, and delivered basically means delivered to Krishna, delivered into a relationship with Krishna, emotional, close, you meet the greatest devotee. You got to be the greatest devotee. I mean, I'm sorry, man. You got to see the greatest devotee in your life. That means you look around in ISKCON, and you look around in Gaudiya Smriti, and Gaudiya Math, and then you look here, and you compare. Who is the greatest devotee? Not greatest, you know what they do is they, believe it or not, they say, oh, of course we don't promote like that, but they do. Greatest devotee is the biggest stick and the one who has the most votes, most disciples. That's the greatest devotee, yeah? No. Greatest devotee is very simple, Satchidananda. See, who has the greatest Ananda? And who has the greatest Chit? Okay? That's the spiritual master. Chit is that specialized knowledge that comes from Ananda, and you can recognize it, especially when you hear it discussed. This person has different than the study knowledge of even many gurus and sannyasis and brahmins who study and memorize and can quote all kinds of verses. It's like throwing flowers in the air. Look at all these flowers. Flowers in the air. Woo, look at the flowers, man. See? But knowledge that comes from Ananda is substantial, man. It's food, real food. It's real mercy, real prasad. See, it breaks the bonds of birth and death. He says it's very different. See, that's why that's in the book. That's the formula, man. Otherwise, if you don't see the greatest devotee, there's going to be somebody who stands out in devotion and in knowledge, and not just memorization stuff. That can be a lot of fluff, smoke screen. You can study and memorize and all that stuff. Jesus wasn't like that. He had specialized knowledge that came from devotion. Lord Chaitanya also, his devotees also, all realized souls, Prabhupada also. It's all because Krishna is close in them, and gives them these things. So if a person really wants to be a close devotee to the Lord, really like, yeah, I want to be closer than just a Vaidhi, than just rules, regulations, and external worship, yeah, then the Lord will lead you to a bona fide representative who is already close to the Lord. And the Lord informs them, and then they inform you. That's the disciplic line. And then you become close, and then you enter into a direct relationship with the Lord like the Guru. Okay? And that's it. Very simple, isn't it? You got to find in our line, it's not about just knowing God is everywhere, super soul. You have to know him in this intimate way, really become attached to Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna in their personable form. Yeah, okay. All right. Uh, he was dressed in saffron garments. I read that. In Lord Vishwambara's ear, Jagannath Mishra repeated the Gayatri mantra. In Lord Vishwambara's ear, Jagannath Mishra repeated the Gayatri mantra. That's how you're supposed to really chant. Ultimately, you're chanting and you're chanting into Krishna's ear, the mantra. It's his ear. All belongs to him. These bodies belong to him. Yeah. We got to make him happy. What does that mean? Well, he's listening, right? So you got to. What does he like? Well, he said he likes to hear the Maha Mantra. See? And when you get the mercy, man, then you start to feel his enjoyment. Oh my goodness, the Lord does like this mantra. Let me chant it. Let me make him happy. And then they say, oh wow. Not only you start to get a brain, you're like a scarecrow with no brain, inside. Like, oh, look at this. I'm making the Lord happy by chanting. It says that in the scripture. Now I'm starting to feel that inside. And you start to add. Start to learn how to add properly. Before you didn't. As a PhD, you didn't know how to add even. Now you're learning how to add. He's teaching you. Oh, okay, yeah, the Lord's happy. And boy, this is different, man. Devotion, boy, I just love chanting this name. It's so, guys, what are these feelings coming up? What is this? And then all of a sudden you realize, wow, that's the Lord's happiness? How come I'm happy too? See, you start to add 1 and 1 equals 2. Oh, I see. The Lord's happiness is my happiness. Gopi. See how easy it is to become a gopi? You got to come into association with people who know that. Know it. Feel it. That's chit. See, when you feel it, that's knowledge. Okay. Happiness of the Lord. Live for his happiness. That makes me happy. That's self-realization. If you haven't realized that, I don't care how big title you got, Bhakti Vedanta, His Divine Grace, Acharya Dev, PhD. If you don't know this, you're not in our real line yet. But you could be. Got to meet somebody like that. Whether they wear a t-shirt or a sannyas garb, do they understand that? Do they feel that? Do they have that kind of knowledge? Specialized, special knowledge, special mercy. I guess that's why it works here, huh? I guess that's why people are getting this wonderful gift, huh? It must be authorized. If sadhus say, sadhu, sadhu, yeah. That's how Jesus preached, man. He preached, well, if you don't believe my word, Like here, I'm talking a lot. You don't believe this word. It's always the same. It's a repeat, rerun. But always nice to see again because it doesn't happen often. If you don't believe my word, how about believing what God is doing, the miracles? How about what he's doing in the sadhu? See, Guru Sadhu is Shastra. He talks about this in the books, deep books, devotional books. And then where do you see it in real life? It's not enough just to see it in the guru, in the devotee, right? It's you got to see it, make sure it's manifest. Otherwise, how do you know you're not getting cheated? You know how in Vaishnavism how you can get cheated in so many ways. Huh? You can get cheated. Oh, I have it, but Rupa Goswami didn't show it. How do you know you're not getting cheated? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. I don't know.
By the witnesses.
Yeah. Yeah, and then nobody's getting the name. Oh, well, that's for many lifetimes. Oh, okay, well, what's that to me? I rather see where is it? Is it available? Is it on the shelf being promoted, being shared with the world? I don't know. This makes sense to me is to be think like that. Lord Vishwambara's ear. Oh, in Lord Vishwambara's ear, Jagannath Mishra repeated the Gayatri mantra. In Lord Vishwambara's hand, he placed a staff. Seeing Lord Vishwambara, sin personified was filled with fear. Seeing Lord Sri Vishwambara, sin personified was filled with fear. Begging alms, Lord Vishwambara acted as if he were in the sannyas ashram, the best of ashrams. When his head was shaved, he thought, to preach the Yuga Dharma, I will accept sannyas. Wrapped in thought, he decided, I will destroy the sufferings of everyone in Kali Yuga. Isn't that the truth? Doesn't he destroy our sufferings? It's a fact for me, man. He, Lord Chaitanya, his, and Radha and Krishna, they're the same, is the only thing that's destroyed my unhappiness in this world. And continues. Doesn't stop destroying it. I love it, man. It's not like he just destroyed it yesterday and it's finished. It's every day I get to see his miracle. It's like ever fresh. Today he's destroyed my suffering, my separation. Yeah. And it's so nice to see him destroy yours out there. How you guys are becoming attached to that Lord. You're becoming more fortunate than anybody in the material world here. Isn't it amazing? I get the privilege, even with a t-shirt. I don't have to wear anything special. And I can assist people become the more fortunate than anybody in this world. I think this is a great thing. I don't even have to dress for success. Well, I do actually have to dress, make sure the Lord dresses me every day with the real dressing. You know what? I think this guy has been fooling us. He says he doesn't hear, but he looks like he's hearing everything. The way he responds, like even now, he says he doesn't hear. You notice that? He's responding to something. He's picking it up.
He hears the vibrations. And
Yeah,
sometimes he picks a sentence up.
yeah. Whatever it is, he's responding. I can tell. So where is Tom today? Is he washing dishes or what? It's about time for an appearance of Shama Sundari, isn't it? We haven't seen her in a while. Why don't you come and say hi if you can, if you're not doing a yoga class or something. If not, no problem. So, wrapped in thought, he decided, I will destroy the sufferings of everyone in Kali Yuga. I just love that, man. It is so true. You know, when I was, for years, before I was preaching like this, for years, I was just, every day, I would have Lord Chaitanya's grace, and I would just feel this amazing protection and happiness. I mean, I was so, I would drive down the road even, and I would actually read at the same time, carefully though, I'd have on the steering wheel, Lord Chaitanya, I'd be floating down the road, man, just meditating on just a sentence, or a word like this. I could meditate on this for days and just extract more juice out of it. Yeah, and it just gets more clear. So yeah, it's so true, man. You are the one destroying sufferings in Kali Yuga, and I don't see anybody else that can do it. I was listening to Alan Watts, and he was saying good stuff. Very philosophical, a little bit Mayavadi, but he didn't have quite this. I mean, he had something. It was nice. He inspired many people, still does. But he didn't have this. He didn't have this shelter. He chain smoked and was an alcoholic even, and was sad, in many ways. But he had something, If he would have had this, he would have been so happy. A lot of these persons are like this. There are a lot of people. The current, contemporary philosophers. Nietzsche also great philosopher, but went mad, crazy, totally nuts. Because this is what they're looking for. So they didn't find it in that life. Maybe they're in the unseen listening to this preaching. This is it, man. This is full protection, full works. Only really the Lord can liberate the world. And this incarnation is very special, isn't it? Very special. The protection I experience here is even more than with Christians have, that I can see with their symptoms. I look at their symptoms. This is more protection. This is more deep understanding, more spiritual power too. That's why it's a little difficult for people to get. It takes a while for them to wrap their head around this.
More mellows as well. More
More
mellows.
Yeah, more mellows. They just getting this kind of oneness with, and they want to be one with God and be miracle workers, and manifest things. There's still the Lord, all this mystic power. It's an alloy, kind of mixing stuff. Here it's just pure closeness, man. That's the great. The devotees they just want to be close to Krishna. It's just so nice to see him, nice to feel him, and then the rasa dance. See, dance happens spontaneously by this communion, by this coming together. It is. Nobody's explained the rasa dance like this, just right here in these explanations. But this is from experience, This is how This is getting close to the Lord. The Lord comes close and everything, and then this dance happens. A nice song, nice lecture, even something to say, something beneficial to manifest. Whatever it is, and this I see this happen in my students and friends here. They also like that. becoming like that. It's amazing. Amazing grace. Wrapped in thought, he decided, I will destroy the sufferings of everyone in Kali Yuga. Yeah, and that's it, man. And my message here, or it's actually the Lord's message, because he informs me these things, like just like lightning. Just take his word to be true and just check it out, and he'll destroy your sufferings. You come into association of his real devotees, you'll experience something more than this Vaidhi level. You'll feel the Lord destroying your suffering simply by appearing to you, by manifesting in your heart. And all of a sudden, it just burns away all this, everything that causes suffering. There she is. Does Lord Chaitanya destroy your sufferings there, Shamaguri? Does he make you feel good? Wrapped in thought, he decided, I will destroy the sufferings of everyone. See, the Lord decided that already. So the main thing is, this is preaching is, hey, what are we doing? We're like ministers, we're priests. What does a priest do? Intercessory, right? You just come and you introduce, hey, out there, the Lord has come to destroy your sufferings. Come, let us introduce you to Lord Chaitanya. Okay? We're family members. We got family members here. We're here. The Lord will destroy your sufferings like he has ours. We're experienced. See, it's not like we're just looking at the book and not knowing the book and relishing. I'm relishing this. I'm sharing this as hey, man, this has been my life for years. The Lord Chaitanya has destroyed my sufferings. So that's the authority preaching here. He's destroyed I'm a witness. Many of you are witnesses also. He's destroyed your sufferings. Go out and proclaim it. Hey, man, we got somebody in our life will destroy our sufferings. Have you tried it enough? Have you tried these gurus? Have they destroyed your, just common sense. Have they destroyed your sufferings? If yes, they are a representative of Lord Chaitanya. If no, hey, man, even they need this mercy. Okay. Oh, we don't need any big sticks here. I don't need any saffron cloth. You don't need any of these ornaments. All you need is this relationship with Lord Chaitanya, where he's just proven that he's destroyed your sufferings, and you an authority in that way. I'm a witness, man. He's destroyed my sufferings. Hey, man, anybody who believes this preaching is right there in the book. Hey, man, it's right here in my life, and he's right there in the sadhu's life that have accepted this preaching. He's destroyed the sufferings. That could be you out there, you newbies out there, you Vaidhi Bhaktas who've been there doing your little Vaidhi thing and your rules and your regulations and your every day doing the morning program, the evening program, and that sincerely, you have Lord Chaitanya destroying your sufferings. Did your thing destroy all your sufferings? I don't think so. I haven't seen it. And if it has, great. Then you got Lord Chaitanya's mercy. If not, come in the real line, man. That's what the book teaches. Come with those who actually have relationship with Lord Chaitanya and their sufferings have been destroyed. I don't need any other path to destroy my sufferings. Look at this, Alan Watts, great philosopher and everything. His sufferings weren't destroyed. Oh, he had 3 wives, man. So many, 3 wives. Pretty wise, man. A lot of kids, and then later he was always trying to support them, and he was working his ass off, man. Yeah, people, yeah.
Your attachments are most of the time your sufferings.
Didn't fully quite get it. See, but Lord Chaitanya came to destroy. So it's a revival now. Hey, man, if I would have known, I was just in the 70s. I didn't know about Lord Chaitanya yet. I would have, preached. Maybe would have heard this. This goes for everybody now. I mean, I don't. Hey, has Lord Chaitanya destroyed your sufferings? And the way it happens is very simple. You become attached to him. You just like to hear his name. You like to hear his pastimes, man. So much so it awakens love in your heart for that Lord. Ah, this is my Lord, man. If that's not your experience, come here because that's how you get it. Otherwise, you're not with devotees like that, authorized and authentic, genuine, real diamonds and gold in the Lord's eyes. Then you're not going to get this. They got to be real, not just religionist, not just Vaishnava religionist who talk a good talk. And look, oh, you see, look at me. I'm a real, you know how many backstabber persons I've met in Vaishnavism? Gurus. The guru was backstabber, man. And people say, oh, he's so great. Yeah, he didn't destroy my suffering. Just put a knife in my back or tried to, didn't hurt, It's like a rubber. You ever see those rubber knives? They look like a knife and they just go flatten out. That's what it is, this kind of stuff. When you have Lord Chaitanya's mercy, man, people can lie about you and false witness, stick these rubber knives in your back, and that's all it is, like rubber. It doesn't do anything. Because it doesn't matter, man. You got Lord Chaitanya's mercy, man. He's destroyed your sufferings and continues every day. That sentence says it all. If you have faith in Lord, I do, because he's destroyed my suffering so much I can't doubt it anymore. I wish I can't, I can't even try to doubt it. See, that's, I guess, why Prabhupada came after years of my sufferings being destroyed. He said, oh, well, hey, man, that's what you do more of that, man. Hey, man, help people develop faith. That Lord Chaitanya will do. They don't need any rule to destroy their suffering. They don't need a bunch of ceremonies and big fire sack to destroy it. All they need is to love Lord Chaitanya and have an intimate relationship like you. You teach that. That's my job, is teach that. To join people together. The guru is a joiner. They join you with the Lord. That's the whole point. That's being delivered. Madhavendra Puri had this relationship with Krishna. Intimate. And he was laughing and crying. That shows you. See, the Lord was destroying his sufferings in ecstatic worship. And the Lord appeared and said, now I'm going to deliver the world through you. Because of your ecstatic devotion. Because when the Lord destroys your suffering, that's how he does it. That's why, hey man, you need to meet an ecstatic devotee. You need to have faith in ecstatic devotees, because they're the only ones whose sufferings are really destroyed. Everybody's thinking, well, my suffering is destroyed because I got a lot of money out of ISKCON. I got a lot of money being Gurudev. I got a lot of my sufferings are destroyed, as they're still suffering from the karma of their disciples. Hey man, you get people when they come to the guru because they're suffering, man. They got karma, they got unhappiness, and they give it to you. One guru went into a coma. A coma is you pick up so much karma that Yamaraj is thinking, what am I going to do with you? That's what the Shastras say that. That's what you get. I can't, not everybody, but there was one guru that did. He was a nice devotee too, one of my godbrothers in a sense. Yeah. And but that's, That's the way to be a real spiritual master. Is the Lord has to have destroyed your sufferings, and he'll destroy the sufferings of anybody around you. See, it's just, he's so powerful, man. It's like you're around, a strong battery, big lights, just being around the devotees. That's the way, isn't that the way it works? And then you get purified and get really close with the Lord. That's why this is the only practical path. That's why does it say that? Then, look at all these different ways we look at the Shastras. The same thing. It's not by renunciation. People are trying to renounce their way into an intimacy with Radha and Krishna. It's not by renunciation, not by austerity. See, it's trying to austere their way. See, it's not by pious deeds to get there to that where you're intimate and close with God transcendentally. See? It's not by sadhana, doing sadhana, and you have all this offenses and hard heart, and you're trying to purify yourself, but you don't feel this emotional attachment yet. Not like that. See, Shastra's saying this. But it's through the devotees who chant the holy names with great ecstatic devotion, because the Lord is close with them and they emanate. But from them ecstatic prema emanates by their word. See, their word that comes from these realizations. See, this preaching here is realized. See, from realization. This is what people need to hear, right? They need from realize, from a personal experience. Yeah, man, Lord destroyed my sufferings. Man, I don't need a big memorization of millions of scriptures to tell you, hey, man, Lord Chaitanya has genuinely destroyed my sufferings. He's here every day, teaching me how to chant, how to extract juice from his name. Isn't that amazing there, Shamaguri? Isn't this the life? All right, let's see what you got. Some reading glasses there, Lolita. Let's see what our Brahmin has to say here, Nari.
Okay. I agree that this ideology of ecstasy and love, universality, and transcendental signs and modes next to Krishna is wonderful. Also, the revival of God consciousness. One thing is lacking is a real empowerment and universal cube or platform by becoming united.
Yeah, this ideology of ecstasy. Isn't this great? Because that's what's really preached, taught in our books, in Prabhupada's books, is the ideology of ecstasy, is in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first cantos. It says that it's simultaneously with the awakening of ecstasy, simultaneously knowledge appears. This is Bhagavad Gita 10:10. See, this is an ideology, a conception of ecstatic worship. If you're not getting that preached to you now in ISKCON or Gaudiya Smriti, that it's about ecstasy, what is this preaching this many lifetimes before you get praying? Because that's when you're going to start to get to real knowledge. But to see that everybody's doing things backwards. They're putting the cart before the horse. They're putting, knowledge, we're going to get so knowledgeable. And after a while they think, this is realizing Krishna. We're Raganuga Bhaktis, spontaneous devotees, and it's all in their heads. They fill their heads with knowledge. But it's the opposite. The horse is ecstatic worship. That pulls the cart of knowledge. See, it's an ideology, is a conception of ecstatic devotional worship. Lord Chaitanya came here to teach that, and we're here to revive that. Clearly. You get knowledge from Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship the Lord in ecstasy, loving ecstasy of devotion, pure love that brings tears to your eyes, ecstatic laughter, and all these wonderful symptoms. of relishing mellows. To those persons, I give them the knowledge, real understanding. See, that's guru. Go listen to somebody like that. Good luck finding one. Good luck finding one in this world. Well, it's here. We're proving it every day. I stand behind this ideology. See, ID. This is the true ID, not false ID. Everything else is false identifications. This is real ID, real ideology, real conception of the absolute truth. Clear path, very clear, tidy, cleansed path, where you can see it really clear. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, let me just hang out with devotees. You've got so many devotees here where Lord Chaitanya has destroyed their sufferings and they're attached to him for that. Aren't we grateful? Hey, Lord, thank you so much for destroying our sufferings. Be around people that, oh, wow, he destroyed your suffering. Yeah. And he's made you become his representatives in this world. Yeah, just people here, it's all about helping people develop faith in Lord Chaitanya, because that faith, they're justified. Oh, your faith in the preaching of my devotees. Oh, that's so great. Let me give myself to you, because I do that, man. If you hang around those who have faith in the realizations that they get because of this devotion, you don't think you're going to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? So easily you're going to get that. Okay? But if you don't have faith in this preaching, you go somewhere else where those don't have such a relationship. After a while, you keep listening here, you say, God, man, here it is. How come I couldn't see it before? Because people are preaching other things and you believed it. See, that's it, man. They're preaching something else. See, the proof is, hey, man, you come here and you become attached to Lord Chaitanya and he destroys your sufferings.
Yeah, we were ignorant as long as this Sat Chit Ananda experience is not inside of us.
Yeah.
We really need that experience, and that makes us really very strong.
Yeah, you need that. And this is the path. The devotee's preaching is the path. The realized devotee, the genuine representative. And they're rare. I mean, the bottom line is we teach you how to become intelligent. That's all. Very simple. How to look at things intelligently. It's all by who you hear from. I mean, I'm looking at the world now. It's like great lesson. I mean, people have been listening to this mainstream media, and I listen to it and I see, look at how they're hypnotizing people. I'm amazed. They're giving orders now to people through the mainstream media. It's like a hypnotic suggestion. And it's not a good one. I mean, it's the message now is turn on the people who won't get vaccinated. Go against them, humiliate them. These messages are coming through the mainstream media, and people are acting. They just respond. Become a Black Lives Matter person. Hate white people. Hate all these messages. People are acting on them. See, it's what you hear. See, you become a miserable, wretched person. You become a monster being employed by the monsters. The monsters are these people. They're tearing up the world now. That's what they're doing. Just tearing it up. Even people, it's so funny. People saying, these people, they're persecuting now people that, they said, you don't need a mask. They're proving that people, how a hypnotist proves that the person is under hypnosis? They're doing that now because they told people now you can take off the mask if you've been fully vaccinated. People that are fully vaccinated won't do it. That no, we don't. Not everybody, but many of them won't do it. No, we're going to wear this forever. They're already, brainwashed in that show. They see this. So it's all what you hear. That's really the essential point. Who you hear from. If you hear from people still that haven't realized the Lord, don't have realization that comes from real bhakti, you're not getting delivered in this life because they're not delivered themselves. And it's not good enough to just be a Brahmin. See, Lord Chaitanya taught these concepts. We reteach them because they need to be heard again. Lord Chaitanya said in Madhya Lila, in his teaching to Rupa and Sanatan, even if you're a perfect Brahmin, see, a lot of people are trying to ride like, see me, I'm very Brahminical, I'll deliver you. And Lord Chaitanya said, no, if you're just a Brahmin and you're not engaged in this intimate, close relationship with Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, that Lord Chaitanya gives, then you can't deliver yourself. You can't purify yourself or anybody else. See, this preaching needs to be heard now because people have faith in Brahmins to deliver them. Sorry, that ain't good enough. I don't care how many rules you follow perfectly. Anything you want to say, Freddie, before you knocked off?
Yeah, my internet is very weak. I get knocked off all the time.
What do you think? What's going on? Any thoughts you want to share?
Yes, we definitely need an ecstatic spiritual master. That's for sure. You cannot do it on your own sadhana. That's just impossible. Many of us tried it in this sangha. Johan, me, myself. Yeah, we studied the scriptures very, very deeply, and it was not enough to to experience the Vrindavan ecstasy, and that you can only get by one who is already tasting it. One like you and like Lalita and others in this sangha. So if you have the association of those personalities,
Yeah, we got it. He couldn't hold it. Well, at least we got something there. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? That's right. So the Lord, is attracted first. A lot of people that's been in ISKCON, for a long time, and they come here and they see, they learn. This is necessary. This is genuine. So there's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, and this kind of fits right here like a glove. Lord Chaitanya teaches real religious principles through a low-class, fourth-class person to break the pride of the Brahmins and the sannyasis. See, because they start to believe that being a good person or a good devotee or following the rules perfectly is going to deliver them. So this is real knowledge. See, preaches real religious principles. These are the essence. Come into association with those who have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. That's simple. See? That's a real religious principle. This other stuff is just the fluff, external bhakti, following the big staff and following the rules, regular fire sacrifices, memorization, study of the Vedas, fastings. That's all external. This is the real religious principle. This is the internal one. Isn't it nice to be preaching this? Just take the association of ecstatic devotees, especially when they're preaching ecstatic devotion. See, people, they took the association of Prabhupada, many people, but he wasn't preaching this, really. Kind of a little bit, but not, it was more concentrated on temples and all that. That's why he came to me in 1996 and said, yeah, now fluff it out more. Show them more the real thing, the deeper understanding. So, So, oh, Lalita, why don't you read something? Read some Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay, okay. What do you want me to read, Guru Maharaj?
How about chapter? How about a story? How about? Do you have all the Bhagavatams there? Or?
Yeah, I have Veda and I have Prabhupada books, the other one. So I can read
Read, read,
Canto
read,
10.
read Yamaraj's instructions to his messengers in the eighth canto. Is it eighth canto? Could be eighth or sixth canto. One of those two. I forgot.
Okay. It's new for me.
Yeah,
That's
it's good
okay.
to have. It's good to have new stuff.
I have the history of the life of Ajamil. Is it that?
Okay, keep going. Keep no.
No.
Past that.
Ajamil delivered by the Vishnu Dutas. Yamaraj instructs his messengers.
There you go. Yeah, that one. I like that one.
That's chapter 3. I immediately start with the verses.
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Using.
There's something wrong, maybe, with the microphone?
No.
Okay,
Working good.
okay. All glory to my spiritual to my spiritual master Bhaktivedanta Paramahamsa Srila Gauranga. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Jagannath Ji. To Bhaktivinoda Thakur. To Lord Nityananda. To Lord Chaitanya. To Radharani. To Krishna. King Pariksit said, "O my Lord, O Sukadeva Goswami, Yamaraj is the controller of all living entities in terms of their religious and irreligious activities. But his order had been foiled when his servants, the Yamadutas, informed him of their defeat by the Vishnu Dutas, who had stopped them from arresting Ajamil. What did he reply? O great sage, never before has it been heard anywhere that an order from Yamaraj has been baffled. Therefore, I think that people will have doubts about this that no one but you can eradicate. Since that is my firm conviction, kindly explain the reason for this event.
It's interesting. So Yamaraj is the controller of all living entities. Isn't he interesting? He's controller of those who are they're pious and impious. They follow that path. And so a lot of these impious persons, they feel that they're like controllers. They feel that. But Yamaraj he's the controller of them. Like when they pass from the body, they're judged by their activities. See, so the Lord is the Lord Yamaraj is like the judge. That's his job. And the pious people, he judges them. But everybody has a little bit of both in them, right? They're just kind of the human beings. There's a mixture because of our association. See, so Yamaraj, after death, it doesn't matter. You just pulled, and you got no power. See, the Lord has given us power here, and is facilitating our desires. We have that chance here. So when you take shelter of devotees now this is interesting because Yamaraj is going to speak about this. He doesn't control the devotees. So how people are controlled in this world are the modes of nature. He doesn't control the impious by the mode of passion and ignorance. Okay? He doesn't control the pious people by no, he only controls those passion that are under those modes. See? But he doesn't control the devotees. See, the devotees are they because they take shelter of the Lord's transcendental potency. This is what we're preaching here. How to have see that's the only thing that'll destroy our sufferings. Even the good and the bad here, they're still suffering because of it. It's there's always you can't get free of the sufferings until you take shelter of the transcendental potency. So this story is to teach the world how to get the Lord's shelter, and the Lord made it easier because he came as Kali Yuga. It's very easy to get attached to Lord Chaitanya. It's more difficult to get a Lord attached to Radha and Krishna because that's there's offenses to be considered. See, Lord Chaitanya's thinking, if you'll just come into my association, my devotees, and learn from them, then very easily you'll attain pure love of God, which is the devotional potency, and then Yamaraj can't judge you. He has no authority here. He has no authority in our Sangha. None. Zero. You'll see very quickly. He'll tell you, don't go near my devotee, the Lord's devotees. Stay far away from them. Okay? Doesn't touch here. Only if you don't have faith and taste for this Shuddha Bhakti potency, then he affects you. Okay? Go ahead, read some.
Sri Sukadeva Goswami replied, "My dear king, when the order carriers..."
Oh, by the way, if you some purport, you can read some of that whenever there's a purport.
Oh, here there is no one. There's
okay. If you come across one, read for a little bit.
Yeah. If I click on it, I have here. No, nothing. Oh, I think I lost everything. Shall I take Prabhupada books? It will be better. The purports are there. You know what I mean?
Prabhupada's books. Oh, yeah. Yeah, go from Prabhupada's books. It's better anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the purports are all in line there.
Yes. The title was Prescribed Duties for Mankind, isn't it?
No. Yamaraj instructs his messengers.
Oh, that's numbers 3. Okay, chapter 3. I'm sorry, Guru Maharaj.
It's okay. Take your time. Hare Krishna.
The Yamadutas said, "Our dear Lord, how many controllers or rulers are there in this material world? How many causes are responsible for manifesting the various results of activities performed under the 3 modes of material nature, Sattvajuna, Rajojuna, and Tamojuna?" There is a purport here. Srila Vishnu.
No. Wait a second. Read the verse again. It's very deep, this stuff.
The Yamaduta said, for me it's difficult to understand this. Yeah. Our dear Lord, how many controllers or rulers are there in this material world? How many causes are responsible for manifesting the various results of activities performed under the 3 modes of material nature, Sattvajuna, Rajajuna, and Tamojuna? You want to say something about this, Guru?
No, you go ahead and read the purport a little bit.
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura says that the Yamadutas, the order carriers of Yamaraj, were so disappointed that they asked their master, almost in great anger, whether there were many masters other than him. Furthermore, because the Yamadutas had been defeated and their master could not protect them, they were inclined to say that there was no need to serve such a master. If a servant cannot carry out the order of his master without being defeated, what is the use of serving such a powerless master?
Yeah, read the next verse.
If in this universe there are many rulers and justices who disagree about punishment and reward, their contradictory actions will neutralize each other and no one will be punished or rewarded. Otherwise, if their contradictory acts fail to neutralize each other, everyone will have to be both punished and rewarded. Purport?
Yeah.
Because the Yamadutas had been unsuccessful in carrying out the order of Yamaraj, they doubted whether Yamaraj actually had the power to punish the sinful. Although they had gone to arrest Ajamil following Yamaraj's order, they found themselves unsuccessful because of the order of some higher authority.
Yeah, you see, this is really the essence again. Every everything is always telling the same thing in these books. The same thing. The Yamadutas are saying, "Hey, Yamaraj, the guy who judges good and bad, has jurisdiction over Ajamil because he was good and bad. He was good in his first part of his life, then became bad. So Yamaraj is going to judge him. He judges everybody. Now, what is this? These Vishnu Dutas come along and save him. And this is the path. You got see the Vishnu Dutas are persons. The Vishnu Dutas are liberated souls. They come and they save us from this. Everybody in this world is subject to piety and impiety, the path of pious path or the impious or both. And so they're filled with these modes that cause them to act in the material world. And then there's judgment for that, and there's some reward and punishment. Everybody. And then these Vishnu Dutas came along because Ajamil called. He didn't even call purely, he called for his son, who happened to be named God. It shows you how powerful that call is, because it got him the association of real devotees who have devotion, liberated souls. And that's the way out of this. And people are, even in this world, they're confused. They're thinking, they don't know that here people, they can be liberated here because we have the authority. The authority is given here because we're not just like Ajamil. He just chanted Nam Bas. We're chanting, the devotees here got the real strong mercy of the transcendental Lord from not only Vaikuntha but from Vrindavan. Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna, people will be delivered if they come and take shelter here. Otherwise, you're going to take shelter of those under the modes of nature. It includes religion. We've abandoned that, like Gita. We don't need it. We have the shelter of Krishna. We've surrendered to Krishna in his transcendental manifestation. Not we're surrendered to Krishna and believe in his material manifestation as our shelter, like the mode of goodness, all the ceremonies and all the external ritual. I don't believe in that. That ain't my shelter. My shelter is the transcendental Lord. His personal presence is my shelter. The shelter of his transcendental devotees and their conceptions, their ideology, the confidential ideology, the conclusive truth is my shelter. The name, ecstatic communion with the name is the shelter. See? So that's how you're delivered. If anybody, I don't care who you are in this world, you can have the greatest guru who doesn't have this shelter. You come under this shelter, you'll be delivered. Otherwise, not. They can't deliver you if they're just into the fluff, into the big sticks, and bunch of talking about the Vedas and stuff like that. But they don't have the symptoms of having the shelter. We're authorized here because of this ecstatic devotion. Shows we're sheltered by a higher power. Where do you see the symptoms of this kind of ecstasy? Where? Because that's the transcendental shelter. Devotees who are liberated souls, they sometimes laugh and cry when they chant the Lord's name because they experience the result of its transcendental nature. That's where the shelter is. That's the only place the shelter is. If you don't chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion, you are not the shelter for people in the modes of nature that want to be liberated from that. You want to be judged continually for your good that you do in this world and the bad, and back and forth and back and forth. Again, even, many Christians, if not most, they're looking at Jesus like the great judge. Well, sorry, you're not understanding Jesus very well. He's beyond that. He's not here to judge. People think, well, we're going to go before Jesus. He's going to judge the world. No. He's not into. He's come to save the world. We're here to save the world, the worldly. Are you identifying with the world? You got a false ID. Come identify here. Identify with reality. Get above the modes of nature. Yamaraj has no jurisdiction here. He knows it. We know it too. You can tell, hey man, I look at the book and I look at the experiences here. I look at you people here coming, and you're getting this shelter also. See, the Yamaraj won't touch anybody. You'll see. That's why I love this story. It just tells really nicely. Go ahead, read some more.
Okay.
Pour anything. I don't care.
Yeah, okay. Therefore, they were unsure of whether there were many authorities or only one. If there were many authorities who gave different judgment, which could be contradictory, a person might be wrongly punished or wrongly rewarded, or he might
See,
be neither.
Yamaraj is expert in this.
Hmm.
He's the authority. He's the best of the judges. That's his work. He's empowered like that. He can judge everything just perfectly. This bad deed like this, and you got to suffer. So everybody's dragged before that. Soros, Bill Gates, Fauci. You're dragged. Oh yeah, hey man, you were hypocritical. You killed these many people. You got to suffer the result of that. They don't believe it. Doesn't matter. Like a lot of people, I don't believe in reincarnation. Well, too bad. You're gonna have to experience it. Doesn't matter. You're just believing wrongly. You don't have real knowledge. Same thing. These guys, they don't have real knowledge. They're speculators. Oh no, we're in control, man. We're in control. We can decide who lives and who dies, like God. They think like that. But then when they die, man, they're dragged over there. They've been deceived and tricked by the Lord's Maya. And then Yamaraj says, well, this is, this is your lot. See? So so anyway, go ahead.
Therefore, according to our experience in the material world, A person punished in one court may appeal to
By
another.
the way, you got to tell people when you're reading a verse and when you're reading a purport. Otherwise, don't just go right into it. Okay, you got to tell us. Otherwise, we don't know.
I'm still reading the purport.
Okay, go
It's a
ahead.
long one. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. According to our experience in the material world, a person punished in one court may appeal to another. Thus, the same man may be either punished or rewarded according to different judgments. However, in the law of nature or the court of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there cannot be such contradictory judgment. The judges and their judgment must be perfect and free from contradictions. Actually,
Yamaraj judges according to the laws of nature. See, he judges, he's not a speculator. He's not a materially motivated person. He just get fairly, see, justice, true justice. In the world, people, they have all kinds, the judges themselves, and we're seeing now, they have partiality. They have,
corrupt.
yeah, they lie, they cheat. There, a lot of them are taking bribes, materially motivated. So we got all that going on here. See? So that causes karma. And then Yamaraj straightens it all out and says, hey, man, you lied here and you did this and did this. And so this is the world. This is why, the Lord sends his liberators when you're ready. Are you ready to get out of this? Are you tired of being jerked around by liars, cheaters, motivated, mixed people, mixed bags? See, so then he sends his deliverers. I mean, we're here if people are ready to get out of that. Or the same thing. What about in religion? You got all these speculations on what is on the confidential philosophy, external stuff, and there's material motives there. A lot of deceit and deception and cheating on religion. Yeah. Here. So are you finished with that? So, because if you are and you want more, if you come in here, what do? We just teach you the law of deliverance, man. Just join you with the Lord. It's very simple. Not here to do any big speculations or anything. Just to have you to introduce you to God so that He controls you. Well, He doesn't even. You're in a sense, you both become controllers because you found the truth. The truth is you meet with the Lord and decide together. You dance with the Lord. You dance. It's a dance. Who's controlling the dance? Even the Lord comes to Vrindavan not to be a controller. He comes to meet with his devotees and dance with them. This is what we're doing here. This is freedom. The Lord considered, hey, man, I'm free of the responsibility to judge, to control, and all that stuff in Vrindavan and Mayapur. I just meet with my devotees and we dance. Isn't that a nice lifestyle? That's all I do. Meet with the Lord for the dance. Does he control me? Am I controlling him? No, we're just dancing. I love it. These verses come, these things. It's a dance. And your true freedom. I mean, even the Lord loves. I don't come to control, and I come to dance with my devotees, meet with them, enjoy their company. You ever been with people you just enjoy their company? You just feel really good being with. Well, that's supposed to be with God too, and that's really nice. Yeah. And then when you're with real devotees who have a relationship with the Lord, then you enjoy their company also. And then this becomes like a family, like becomes Vrindavan. Hey there.
A merciful dance, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. River's looking more and more transcendental all the time. Looking more and more happy.
Yeah.
In spite of things. See, that's when you start. In spite of that, you start doing. Yeah, the body's screwing me up, screwing me on everything, but still inside you feel, Krishna's with you. More and more like that. You'll see. Great class this morning, too, by the way. I heard some of it. Okay, go ahead.
The churches and their judgments
Oh,
must
wait,
be
wait, wait. Read some of this here. Read this.
okay. Coming back, yeah. If you can accept anyone from any backgrounds, any religion, any fields, why backbiting against those who wear dhoti or any spiritual uniforms? Can there be standard of respect and whippings of the evils in and out? Why or whippings of, yeah.
Um, who were,
If you can accept anyone from any background, any religion, any fields, why backbiting against those who wear dhoti or
yeah.
any spiritual?
Well, okay. The reason is because of contamination. That's all. What are you going to do? People in religion still they're not purified, so there's going to be this backbiting stuff, and even even us, we're in progress. It just gets better. When you got the help of the spiritual potency, it goes very fast. As people make very fast progress here because of this spiritual connection. It's very amazing. So a lot of Vaishnavas and gurus, even, they're still trying to attain this potency. They didn't get it yet. See, if you have this potency, you'll have the symptoms of having this potency. Your knowledge will be very deep, and your ecstasy will be very deep. If you don't have this, it's superficial. And a lot of people don't know how to distinguish. That's part of our job, is distinguishing, hey, this is the nature of devotees who have the spiritual mercy, special mercy. Yeah, this is the nature. They're more knowledgeable in a very deep way, and they're more ecstatic in a feeling way in their relationship with God. You can see there's more closeness. This is what people need to see. That's where the real path is the devotees, real ones, who are liberated souls, in Lord Chaitanya. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I continue reading purpose. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, the position of Yamaraj was very awkward in the case of Ajamil, because the Yamadutas were right in attempting to arrest Ajamil, but the Vishnudutas had baffled them. Although Yamaraj, under these circumstances, was accused by both the Vishnudutas and the Yamadutas, he is perfect in administering justice because he is empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he will explain what his real position is and how everyone is controlled by the Supreme Controller, the Personality of Godhead.
You see, this is real. This is a realized soul. Yamaraj knew these things. He was like Prabhupada. He knew these things. He knew these things, but he didn't tell his disciples. Like Yamaraj didn't tell his servants the deeper principles yet. Didn't teach the confidential principles. Now he's going to, because of this situation that arose. See? And he was very happy. Oh, now I can tell them more truth. Before he couldn't. Same thing with Prabhupada. He knew deeper things. He put them in his books. These are all in his books. And now he's given us the task to bring them out, to teach his disciples. Oh yeah, there's a higher principle than just Vaidhi. There's a higher principle than just mode of goodness. See? There's a transcendental principle. See? There's the prema principle. There's the prema path. and you can come in. This is how you come onto it, because it's being preached. Just get with the preaching, man. All you have to do is hear this preaching, and you'll see it's more attractive than the other preaching. If that's all you're hearing is that rules, regulations, you got to follow this process, and then varnashram dharma. You come and you also listen to. If you give this a chance, you'll see this is the gift. This is what's being given now. It's special, and anybody can get it. I mean, why would you stick with that when you can have this? This is more attractive, but you gotta come and reach for it. So those who are ready will do that. They'll hear this preaching and think, okay, I'm ready. This is what I've been looking. The Lord inside will inform them and bring them. Because we're doing what Yamaraj was doing, and deeper even. Teaching his disciples, and even because of Lord Chaitanya, it's going deeper and more clear. Okay, go ahead.
Now I will read chapter 6. The Yamadutas continued. Since there are many different karmis or workers, there may be different judges or rulers to give them justice. But just as one central emperor controls different departmental rulers, there must be one supreme controller to guide all the judges. Purport. In governmental management,
Yeah, you see, this is the thing. People, Vaishnavas in religion, or in any religion, they think that the controllers are these rules and regulations. See, this is the thing. They think this is the way to be controlled. Let us be controlled by the Shastras and the teachings in the about the rules, the mandates, the regulations. That's what our controller. And Yamaraj now, and we are doing the same thing, following in his footsteps. We're saying, well, wait a second. There's a controller above that, above the mode of goodness. This is all mode of goodness. And so we're teaching about that controller. Oh, yeah, this controller is more merciful. That's more hard work, discipline, all of this. Oh, this level of control is better. You're controlled by ecstasy of ecstatic, intimate worship. Much better way, much more powerful way, deeper. See, liberates you from this karma thing very quickly. Good and bad karma. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Purport. In governmental management, there may be departmental officials to give justice to different persons, but the law must be one, and that central law must control everyone. The Yamadutas could not imagine that two judges would give two different verdicts in the same case, and therefore they wanted to know who the central judge is.
That's interesting. What's interesting here to me, anyway, is the people in the world. They're driven by the modes, and it seems like they're given freedom, right? The demons are free to control all the make people into slaves. They think they're free to do that, and good people think they're free to live a good life and to do this and that. So everybody is more free to do what they want in this world, whether it's bad or good. You got some kind of freedom there, right? Your freedom to be driven by these modes. But when we die, the results come. You get some results here, but then the result comes from our actions in this world. See, that's when the Yamadutas appear, and you could be Bill Gates with all your trillions of dollars. They just come and grab you and take you before Yamaraj. You have no power. The Lord has given you to work in this world according to your mixture of the modes. You're driven like this, like a machine. Okay? And then you're just dragged. Well, you got to suffer the result now of your actions. See, this is what death. That's why Jesus said, "What you bind on earth, you bind in spirit." See, so you're bound by that. So if you bind devotion and the awakening here, see, then you're set free from this karmic thing, good and bad thing, because you're following the new path. You're following the path of pure devotion. And see, this is the whole thing. Yeah. And so when we die and we've got this devotion awakened, what's going to happen? Oh, we're attracted now to what's real, what's eternal. And this is where the real freedom is. This is where the real paradise is. And so we get a taste of it even here. When you see devotees chanting God's name and the Lord manifesting closeness with them, it's beautiful. I mean, the devotee is happy. See, our sufferings are destroyed by the Lord. See, like this, and this goes on forever. The Lord will always destroy our sufferings. The Lord's transcendental nature will destroy our suffering. Our becoming in harmony and union with that, in like harmony, union, in synchronization. See these words? In the vibration and the frequency of that. See, always this will be an eternal thing because there's nothing like it. Nothing in this whole material universe that can destroy our sufferings like this relationship. Nothing. That's why the devotees manifest in this world a greater spiritual happiness you can see in their beings, all attractive, more attractive. Yeah, go ahead.
The Yamadutas were certain that Ajamil was a most sinful man, but although Yamaraj wanted to punish him, the Vishnudutas excused him. This was a puzzling situation that the Yamadutas wanted Yamaraj to clarify.
So, okay, this is when you ready. Are you ready for the real mercy? Because if you come here, I don't care who you are. You could be George Soros or Bill Gates or anybody that's doing a lot of misery on people. You'll be excused. Isn't that nice? You'll be excused. Otherwise, with Yamaraj, if you die in karma like that, then you are punished or rewarded according to your good and bad deeds. That means more lifetimes, more suffering. Here you're excused. It's like the Lord comes and says, okay, you're excused from having to come to the material world. You're excused from that being disciplined in that path. Okay? You're excused. You're liberated from that. You're free. We set you free. Okay? You're out of prison now. That's what's being offered here. That's what we're offering. You want to come out of prison? You want to come out of the religious prison. You know, the misconceptions. You want a clear ideology that comes from bhakti awakening. See, so this is the offering. You can be excused from this karmic stuff. People don't know, though. You know, so that's our job, is to teach people what is real. What is life really about? People don't know. People think, oh, life is about controlling people. Life is about making trillions of dollars, and screwing over people because you don't care. Or life is about caring for, get people free from being controlled by the demons, and then you control them by your higher knowledge. No, there's something more and deeper. See, this is the principle being taught by Bhagavatam, and we're here to discuss to make it more clear. There's a better lifestyle, higher lifestyle that goes on forever. Okay, go ahead.
The Supreme Judge must be one, not many. It was our understanding that you are that Supreme Judge. This is text 8. That you are that Supreme Judge and that you have jurisdiction even over the demigod. Our impression was that you are the master of all living entities, the supreme authority who discriminates between the pious and impious activity of all human beings. Now I do. No, this was 7 that I did. Now I do. But now we see that the punishment ordained under your authority is no longer effective, since your order has been transgressed by far wonderful and perfect persons.
Okay, so River, get ready to read. Is that all right? Do you have your book? I can't hear you.
It depends which book you want me to read.
It doesn't matter. Just read. Read any. Just read that chapter. I don't care. You mean you don't have the Bhagavatam?
I can have it. I can have it on my phone. Which one?
Okay, just get ready. It's Srimad Bhagavatam. What, eighth canto? Eighth canto?
6, I think.
Sixth canto?
6.
Okay, 6. And Yamaraj instructs his messengers. What verse? What verse?
It's chapter 3, verse 8.
Okay. Yeah, and you know what's really nice in this time is their order was transgressed by 3 perfect persons. See, perfect. You know, perfection is devotion, man. It's that simple. People trying to be perfect externally. This is the. It's hard and practically impossible, and it ends up in cheating. Oh, he's the perfect sannyasi, perfect guru. No, perfection is simpler than that. Devotion awakened in the heart makes you. That's perfect. That's all the Lord is looking to. That saves us. Is that perfection of devotion? Okay, the perfection of pure devotion awakened in the heart. Okay, go ahead. Anybody got? Are you there, River?
I am. I just don't know which verse it was.
8. 8.
Okay, read. Thanks, Lolita.
Well, glory to my spiritual master and the Parampara. But now we see that the punishment ordained under your authority is no longer effective, since your order has been transgressed by 4 wonderful and perfect persons. Small purport. The Yamadutas had been under the impression that Yamaraj was the only person in charge of administrative justice. They were fully confident that no one could counteract his judgments, but now, to their surprise, his order has been violated by the 4 wonderful persons from Siddhyaloka. Is that right? Siddhyaloka.
You know, isn't that kind of like our preaching? People wonder why are you teaching something different than Prabhupada was teaching? You know, what is this? Why are you transgressing these things? Why you don't follow the rules perfectly? Because we're following this path. This is the deeper path. This is what the essence of Bhagavatam's getting at, isn't it? Isn't it showing this path? It's pointing here. It keeps pointing. Not pointing to the path of karma, good karma, bad karma. You know how many devotees still think in good karma, bad karma? So many, they say, oh, this is good karma, this is bad karma, right? Oh, well, you're on that path still. Well, I don't think this is good karma, bad karma. I just burn it all up, man. Just love God every day. Burn up all the karmas. All of it. It ain't good for anything now. It's only good for firewood. Yeah. See, so same thing is happening. Go ahead.
Okay. We were bringing the most sinful Ajamil towards the hellish planets, following your order. But when those beautiful persons from Sidyaloka forcibly cut the knots of the ropes within which we were arresting him, I'll read that. We were bringing the most sinful Ajamil towards the hellish planets,
So
following your order.
you see how that works is the Yamadutas came to him because he called them. He called them. He called God, even though he didn't even know. But it was so powerful. He chanted because of he called the Lord in not like Namabas, that they came. So they see this is the joining. This is what when you're ready to be delivered, is you're calling the Lord. Probably even better than Ajumil. And then what happens? The order carriers. See, God didn't come himself, did he? He sent his order carriers, the Vishnu Dutas. The real spiritual master, the Bhagavatam says, is a Vishnu Duta. They come and they cut the bonds. See? That's the bona fide spiritual master. They're like the Vishnu Dutas coming to you. Oh, you called. Okay, very good. Let us teach you the higher principle now. See, now isn't this more the real Bhagavatam? See, that's in the Bhagavatam, right? And we're preaching it verbally. See, now you start to get it. Otherwise, it's like, what are you teaching, Gohari Das? What are you teaching? We're teaching the real Bhagavatam. You just never heard it before. That's just was the problem. You never heard the real Bhagavatam. You didn't hear that it was leading to this. You didn't get it because your gurus didn't get it. They need to get the real Bhagavatam too. Everybody does. You got to hear from a real Shukadev Goswami, man. And if you're not it, then someday, in some lifetime, you got to hear these concepts from the real Shukadev Goswami. That means Krishna's really empowering them with the real spiritual potency. And then when you hear the Bhagavatam, you say, yeah, I really did hear it now. I didn't get it before. These gurus didn't have the power to give it to me because they were not absorbed in the mellows of devotion and they were not devotee Bhagavats. See, proof is in the pudding. See, that's why people come here and say, I read the books, I heard from these sannyasis and everything. They didn't get it. I got it now. See, that's how it's meant to be. You know, you got to find the living representative of that book, and then it's clear. It's like, yeah, man, it's right there, and it's right here, it's right there, it's right here, it's right there, it's right here. It's so great. The Bhagavatam is greatly pleasing to hear in a society of devotees. Very interesting. Very like, wow, man, it's nice to hear the truth. Man, people need to hear the truth.
Yeah.
All they're doing is hearing a bunch of illusions from people that are cloudy in their minds and unclear and in the levels of karma and even Vaishnavas, many of them are in religion and just following rules and, you know, and have material motives. And isn't it nice to just hear the clear conception, the ideology of the Bhagavatam as it is?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, this is what Prabhupada, that's why he wrote Bhagavad Gita. See, you see, Bhagavad Gita says, not only Bhagavad Gita, it says Bhagavad Gita as it is. You know, as it is was very important to him because he saw so many Bhagavad Gitas with all these written by non-devotees with no intimate, ecstatic devotion so that Krishna would give them the real understanding. And when they preached that, he made devotees. You see, people came, you know, and they came because he was teaching Vaidhi. They still came because he's still He was authorized. His godbrothers couldn't make anybody. Even after Prabhupada left, they had to write on his, oh yeah, we were, I would go to a temple, and there is a big picture of their guru, godbrother, and always right next to Prabhupada. See, he was a friend of Prabhupada. See, always needs something. Prabhupada didn't need anything but the mercy of his guru. See, same thing here. The Lord showed no buildings for Gaurahari, no dress, nothing, no. The whole of ISKCON is against him. The whole of Gaudiya Smriti don't like him, practically, or didn't. Maybe they're changing their mind. Let's see. See, Gaudiya, nobody. He's preaching something we don't know, nothing. What he's doing. Yeah. See, starting from scratch. See. And that's the way the Lord does. He did it with Arjuna. He always does. He wants to show all my devotee needs is me. He did it with Prabhupada. He did it with Bhaktisiddhanta. Bhaktisiddhanta had nothing. He just went out and rented a house and started his mission. And people said, this person is empowered. And they came. See? Prabhupada, same thing. Eventually people started to come. And now also. You see, because hey, man, when Krishna is behind something, it's going to fly. Just how literally, it's going to lift off the ground. Now we're into lifting off the ground, man. Preaching real Bhagavatam, man. You don't hear this in the classes where you really get the deep concept of Bhagavatam. Like this. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just reading the rest of the verse. When those beautiful persons from Siddhyaloka forcibly cut the knots of the ropes within which they were arresting him. Purport. Srila.
See, I like that word forcibly, because that's what forcibly we cut these ropes. With great force. See? Great preaching, great authority. It's why the ropes are cut by your faith in this preaching. When you hear this and you see it's in the book, and you see it's in the sadhus, and it's very forcibly the ropes are cut. Not just, well, let's grab, gone, done. It's always this style, man. It's like the book you see in Living Life. Whoa, my guru cut me free. I'm set free. We force of this preaching is the ideology that cuts it. Okay. Go ahead.
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that the Yamadutas, this is the purport, the Yamadutas wanted to bring the Vishnu Dutas before Yamaraj. If Yamaraj could then have punished the Vishnu Dutas, the Yamadutas would have been satisfied.
That's why you see people cannot be punished here. This is proof that this is more powerful. You can't be punished. These people try to punish you, right? Oh, you're a demon, man. You're doing man. You don't feel hey, man. Those arrows, they're demoniac. When you develop faith in this and you're cut free, they're going to throw all these arrows at you, all this deception, all these lies, all this stuff, all these speculations that they don't understand. Doesn't do anything. See? You're protected by the higher principle, by the truth. Set you free. Truth sets you free. Okay? That's not truth, all these lies, all these things. In religion, in ISKCON, all these, when they see this preaching, a lot of times they start false witness, all these misconceptions, and they try to destroy your character and everything. It's like, it doesn't do anything, man. This is stronger. We get protected from these arrows of deception and lies and twisting and speculations and all that. It doesn't even. No. As it is all the protection we need. As the real. See what we're doing is getting the real essence of Bhagavatam. Preach that. Okay? This is what liberates people. Otherwise, people are taking the Bhagavatam and juggling the words and everything and making, oh yeah, Varnashram Dharma is the thing. Let's continue to do that. Let's continue to preach that. See? And that's it. There she is. All right. Janaki. Go ahead there, River.
Okay. So next verse. As soon as the sinful Ajamil uttered the name Narayan, these four beautiful men immediately arrived and reassured him, saying, "Do not fear, do not fear. We wish to know about them from your lordship. If you think we are able to understand them, kindly describe who they are." So I'm going to read that again. As soon as the sinful Ajamil uttered the name Narayan, these four beautiful men immediately arrived and reassured him, saying, "Do not fear, do not fear. We wish to know about them from your lordship. If you
See,
think..."
that, Yamaraj was an authority, even though he didn't preach this. Now, because of their desire to know the deeper philosophy, only he could explain it. See, it's the same thing. This is how you go deeper, is you got to hear from the deeper devotees explain these things. Even though Yamaraj, like Prabhupada, didn't explain the depth of this. See? But if you want to hear from that, Prabhupada ain't here to explain it, but he is here through the disciplic line. He came to me to tell people to explain this. Say, explain this to them now. See, otherwise, how are people going to get it? You got to have it explained. You're not going to get it just here with the Bhagavatam. If you didn't get it already because you're already an ecstatic devotee, you got to hear it explained from somebody who knows Krishna intimately. So you got to follow the path. Path is right in the. All I'm doing is as it is, man. You got to come to a real authority who is empowered by that Lord, like Yamaraj. See, like Yamaraj, like Shukadev, like Prabhupada, like Bhakti Siddhanta. You got to get in line, the real line, to have the deeper explanation. I don't care how big your Acharya Dev name is or how big your sannyasi sticks are. How pressed doties, how many followers you got. You got to come in the real line to get the deeper understanding so you can follow this path. Oh, you say you're following this path? You saying you know Krishna? Well, where's the ecstasy? Yeah, where is this symptoms of this ecstatic worship? Yeah. Where's the real Bhagavatam being preached like this? Hey, that's the kind of questions you need to ask. Go ahead.
Oh, one moment.
Is this a good class, Janaki?
Usually from beginning till end.
Okay, the last sentence of this verse. If you think we are able to understand them, kindly describe who they are. Purport.
See, there's room. There's room for Yamaraj's word now. See, we're open to listening. When there's no room, a lot of people say, we don't want to, you can't preach to them. So they stay in the Maya. But when there's openness, say, okay, yeah, I want to listen. There you go. There's room for the word. You're born of the word. You know, I was listening. Actually, Alan Watts was talking about a verse from the Judas Bible. It was a great verse. And Jesus said to Judas, he said, those who drink the words from my mouth, no, those who drink from my mouth, see, become as I am. I said that. See, that's conclusive. See, you drinking what from Jesus? The word, the word that comes to him. The word is the real knowledge, the real understanding, because of pure love for that Lord. And that's how I said, see, that's conclusive. That came from the book of Judah. Why don't they have? They need some verses like that in the New Testament. It was beautiful. Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. Report. The order carriers of Yamaraj, being very much aggrieved because of their defeat by the 4 Vishnu Dutas, wanted to bring them before Yamaraj and, if possible, punish them. Otherwise, they desired to commit suicide before pursuing either course. However, they wanted to know about the Vishnu Dutas from Yamaraj, who is also omniscient. Next verse. Sri Sukadev Goswami said, thus having been questioned, Lord Yamaraj, the supreme controller of the living entities, was very pleased with his order carriers. Because of hearing from them the holy name of Narayan, he remembered the lotus feet of the Lord and began to reply. Purport. Srila Yamaraj, the supreme controller of the living entities in terms of their pious and impious activities, was very pleased with his servants because they had chanted the holy name of Narayan in his dominion. Is that right? Dominion. Yamaraj has to deal with men who are sinful and who can hardly understand Narayan. Consequently, when his order carriers uttered the name of Narayan, he was extremely pleased, for he also is a Vaishnava. Yeah, he is. Hare Krishna. Yamaraj said, my dear servants, you have accepted me as the supreme, but factually I am not. Above me and above all the demigods, including Indra and Chandra, is the one supreme master and controller. The partial manifestations of his personality are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are in charge of creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this universe. He is like the 2 threads that form the length and breadth of a woven cloth. The entire world is controlled by him, just as a bull is controlled by a rope in its nose. Hare Krishna. Purport. Okay. The order carriers of Yamaraj suspected that there was a ruler even above Yamaraj. To eradicate their doubts, Yamaraj immediately replied, yes, there is one supreme controller above everything. Yamaraj is in charge of some of the moving living entities, namely the human beings. But the animals who also move are not under his control. Only human beings have consciousness of right and wrong, and among them only those who perform sinful activities come under the control of Yamaraj. Therefore, although Yamaraj is a controller, he is only a departmental controller of a few living entities.
You know, Jesus said, the only sin that remains is unbelief in me. See, this is how it is. When you start to believe in those whose sins are destroyed by the Lord himself. See, what did Lord Chaitanya say this morning? He said, I'm going to destroy the sins of the persons in Kali Yuga. He destroys him just by himself. So if you believe in real Vaishnava, they're like the Vishnu Dutas in this world. They preach the deeper principle. See, you hear that from their word. You have faith in them. What are you having faith in? You're having faith in their word, in their conception, their ideology, which is the deeper level of consciousness, transcendental word. Transcendental knowledge means what? Transcendental knowledge. Transcendental knowledge is not Varnashram Dharma. No, not yet. Transcendental knowledge is this. It helps you transcend the knowledge of the world. Mode of goodness is still knowledge in the world. And we're, worshiping God according to rules. That's external bhakti. You got to hear transcendental knowledge that is spiritual. You got to hear words like when Jesus said, heaven and earth will pass away. See? Varnashram Dharma will pass away. But my word, the word of a devotee, transcendental word, transcendental knowledge that comes from what? Ecstasy, because your sins are destroyed by ecstatic worship, will not pass away. Why should it? It's eternal. It makes people eternal. It's better than good. You know? It's substantial. The Lord, this is important. This is useful. This is the sword I'm going to use to destroy the world and the worldly for their benefit and liberate them. You know? Yeah. This is the beauty of this story. That's why I love Bhagavatam. It's real transcendental knowledge. It's right there in this book. I don't care if you bring your big sannyas stick here, and I'll bring my big conceptions here, and let's do the test. You bring your big stick and your nice dhotis and all the votes you got and all the buildings you got from Prabhupada and all that money you collected and all that stuff. You bring it here, and we'll put it against this truth here. Okay, these conceptions. That's all we got. That's our backing. To me, this is Krishna. The truth is Krishna. The transcendental knowledge. The real Bhagavatam preached is the sword that cuts everybody free.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Let's do the purport. There are other demigods who control many other departments, but above them all is the one supreme controller, Krishna, Ishvara, Parama, Krisha, Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, Simran. The supreme controller is Krishna. Others who control their own departments in the affairs of the universe are insignificant in comparison to Krishna.
Wait a second. Go over that Satchitananda verse part again.
Okay. Krishna, Ishvara, Parama, Krishna, Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha.
There you go. The Vigraha. See, the form of the Lord is Vigraha. His form is Sat Chit Ananda. This is so important. This is our worshipable form, and this Sangha is Sat Chit and Ananda. See, our spiritual bodies are awakened. Sat. See? Ananda awakens the Chit, understanding. This is our worshipable deity. That's our Vigraha. I don't need make any form or image other than that. The true form of the Lord, Satchitananda. See, and that manifests here. That's why anybody coming under here comes under the shelter of Satchitananda, which is the real form of God, eternal form of God. That's why I'm very proud of this preaching. I'm very passionate about this preaching. This preaching will liberate anybody coming under this shelter. You get Govardhana Hill here. The pastimes of the Lord is protecting us. His name, his pastimes, his form, Radha and Krishna and the devotees. We got it all here. Everything is here. And so much more. The whole universe can come under this shelter. It keeps expanding. The more people come, the more it expands. It gets bigger. Bigger family, it's more fun, It's more fun, more friends, See, we make lasting friends here. See, they last. You'll see, when the more you get attracted to the truth, the more you last here. This is when the truth is more important than anything. The ecstasy and the truth more important than anything. Then you'll last because it's lasting. This lasts. Everything else, name, fame, you want to be a big teacher and all that doesn't last, and you got to go out there and run it out for a while. Go ahead, live it out a little bit. Yeah, be a big teacher there. Go out there and do that. Go ahead.
Guru Maharaj, but I get the I can't find the word. This I have discussions with Vaidis that they say, yeah, but this Sat, Sit, and Ananda in a form means this form means a person with arms, legs, a blue boy. So they still see this Sat, Chit, and Ananda in a material form.
They see that the picture. They got a picture.
Yeah.
They got a picture, but not the right picture. It's just superficial. It's just like you see devotees posting pictures. Here's Krishna. Here's Krishna. Yeah, yeah. And then we say, well, here's Krishna. And they look, what? What is this crying? That's Krishna. No, he's the picture. Just show us a superficial picture. That's Krishna. You little babies, children.
Yeah, absolutely.
We give you want a picture of Krishna? Come here and look at the ecstasy. That's Krishna. Oh, hear these talks. That's Krishna. Real deep conception. You know, the Bhagavatam personified in the Word, made flesh. Everything that pertained to Jesus pertains here also. Because the same God was behind Jesus and his followers and Prabhupada and his real followers. And if you're not a real follower, you won't see those symptoms. Go ahead, River.
The supreme controller is Krishna. Others who control their own departments in the affairs of the universe are insignificant in comparison to Krishna, the supreme controller.
Yeah, you know, this is the thing. Most people are controlled by the modes. See, even gurus, I'm controlled by rules, regulations, and mode of goodness. See, and I'm preaching this, that I'm your deliverer. I'm sorry, that is inconclusive. Where is that person controlled by Satchidananda, the real Krishna, the eternal Krishna, not the Jarasandha types? He followed the rules, regulations, and all that, and was very powerful, charismatic also, Daksha too. But where's Satchidananda, like in Shiva? See? That kind of control. Where is that Satchidananda in its symptoms of really clear conception of the absolute truth as it is? And where is that ecstatic worship with the tears and all that and the bliss of it? Where is the proof that Radha and Krishna are manifest in this world? See, that's what. See, we're just trying to help people find their way. You know, we've got to dealing with a lot of blind people. You know, you got to push knowledge into their eyes or something. In their ears, so they that's what you push knowledge in their ears and the eyes pop open. You ever seen that little doll you squeeze and its eyes come up? That's what we do. Squeeze it a little bit in the eyes. Oh, I can see now. Go ahead. Sorry about my outbursts. Really, please forgive me of these passionate outbursts.
Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 7.7, my dear Arjuna, no one is superior to me. Therefore, Yamaraj immediately cleared away the doubts of his assistants, the Yamadutas, by confirming that there is a supreme controller above all others.
No one, and I'm going to yell this out, no one is superior than Satchidananda. Are you behind that? If you are, you're delivered.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No preaching is above Satchidananda preaching or manifestation in this world. It is supreme. We plant the flag. This is the Trump flag. It trumps everything, even Trump.
Oh, who's that? Madhavinda Acharya. Srila Madhavinda Acharya explains that the word autumn, protum, refer to the cause of all causes. The Supreme Lord is both vertical and horizontal to the cosmic manifestation. This is confirmed by the following verse from the Sakanda Purana.
This is what people don't know. They look at the cause of their sorrows and they don't know where it's the cause of causes. They think it's Biden that's causing our sorrows, right? It's Soros and Bill Gates causing our sorrows. Or it's Trump causing our sorrows. Or it's the demons causing our sorrows. See? But they don't know Krishna. Who's the cause of all these causes? Why are you doing this, Krishna? Why are you doing? And actually, I was listening to this. I get a lot of good information from these guys. The guy who did Man and what was it? What's his name? Joseph Campbell. He has a lot of good symbology that he studied, and actually helps me in this understanding how to preach certain things. So he went to a master once in India, because the guy is Joseph Campbell has some deeper consciousness too, and so he goes to a master, and he says, there's a lot of bad stuff going on in this world, but isn't this just kind of like as it is? It's just the way it goes. It's part of nature. It's part of the nature, the good, the bad, and everything. I don't feel like fighting against it. I just into just saying yes, it's like it's just part of nature. So he asked the master like that, and the master said, "Yeah, for you and I, that's okay. To say yes, okay, that's going on, no problem. Because it's part of nature." And even Krishna says, "I'm the gambling of cheats," right? He's the cheater. He's the gambling of cheats. He's created all these, everything. I forgot my point. What was my point here? What was that last sentence? You get back on it.
And the gambler of cheats.
No, the last sentence there that she read.
Oh, it's just the Supreme Lord is both vertical and horizontal to the cosmic manifestation.
Oh, the cause of causes. The cause of causes. The cause of causes, Okay. So, see, people are in this dance. They're in union with the bad. See, they come, the bad fighting the good. They come into together and they clash, right? They clash, and it causes this dance. So people are all doing that and clashing, okay? But they don't find, neither party finds peace. Neither finds happiness. There's just this clash constantly. See? So the Lord is the cause of that. So now what are we doing? We're worshiping the cause of these causes. And that's where the peace is. It's like, because you get out of that. We're uniting with the cause of causes, not with the causes, the superficial cause. We're uniting with the truth. You see, the truth that is deeper, the deeper conception, ideology, the clearer conception. Their understanding is less. Therefore, they don't find peace there. This is why we find the shelters here. We're in the hurricane is going on. That's the modes of nature. We're in the eye. The eye is where it's all going around that Lord. See, they're caught up in the thing going around like this, and we're in the eye, the truth. Hey, man, the Lord is the cause of the causes of all this stuff. And okay, it's not like we're in denial of it. I see the good there, and I see the bad, right? We see that. This is good. This is, you see that, but you see something else that nobody sees. And that's where the peace is. That's where when Jesus said, "I have peace that surpasses all understanding." See, that's that kind of peace. You know, he says, resist not evil. You see the people resisting evil, they're fighting it like this. See? And the evil is fighting the good. That's all because people haven't found the cause of all causes. So this is, I mean, it's just pretty amazing that we get this all, this kind of understanding, man. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This is the last paragraph. Like the two threads, horizontal and vertical, of which a quilt is manufactured, Lord Vishnu is situated as the vertical and the horizontal cause of the cosmic manifestation. Do you want me to read that again?
Yeah, read it again.
Like the two threads, horizontal and vertical, of which a quilt is manufactured, Lord Vishnu is situated as the vertical and horizontal cause of the cosmic manifestation.
Yeah, well, yeah, that and more actually, because he's these modes also, but he's also deeper. His deeper manifestation. Um, it all comes from him. Eve said everything comes from him. It comes from both spiritual and material nature comes from him. It's just his shadow. This is a shadow here. It comes from him. If the Lord wasn't existing eternally, the shadow wouldn't exist. See, so everything comes from him. And he's also the threads. He's the good and the bad. See, the good and the bad causes this manifestation, causes it to be maintained. Okay? That's why the demigods are always fighting and the demons are always fighting. So, but both sides can get out of this. You just got to hear this preaching. Whoever becomes attracted, you want to find real peace. You want to find real what? We teach people. I teach. Here we're teaching people like Bill Gates or those who think that is where life is about, to get very rich. Hey, man, no. This is richness of truth. This is where the riches are. This is where the wealth is. This is where immortality is, eternal life of the spirit of truth and ecstasy. This is everything is here beyond all of that. Yeah, go ahead.
Just as the driver of a bullock cart ties ropes through the nostrils of the bulls to control them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead blinds all men through the ropes of his words in the Vedas. So, okay, I'm going to start that again. Just as the driver of a bullock cart ties the rope through the nostrils of his bulls to control them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead blinds all men through the ropes of his words in the Vedas, which set forth the names and activities of the distinct order of human society, well, Brahmachari, Kshatra, Vaishnava, and Sudra. Vaishya.
Yeah, so in Kali Yuga, it's not binding everybody because people are, they're acting irreligiously, a lot of people, against that. But still, like in other times, people were bound by those words of the Vedas, of the 4 varnas and ashrams like this. But in Kali Yuga, people are not really following it very strictly. And people, see, a lot of people that got Prabhupada's preaching, they're trying to follow, or maybe they're giving lip service about it, and not really following so strictly. A lot of them are smoking cigarettes in the closet and stuff like that, right? I heard about the so there's that. So that's the words of the Vedas. But this is a deeper word. See, this is a word of Kali Yuga that the Lord is saying, we're just giving the good news. See, Jesus gave good news. And we're also giving even a better news. Hey, my friend, Lord Chaitanya has come here to destroy our sufferings. So come take to this path. Come to associate with family members of Lord Chaitanya. We're family members, man. You come into this association, you make friends with the devotees, you hear what the Lord is showing them, and your sufferings will go also. If you don't believe this message and these devotees and their experiences, well, then go and try and find your relief somewhere else. See if Fauci will take it away. See if Bill Gates, hearing their word and their understanding, as twisted as it is, will take away your suffering. Go listen to some of these gurus. See if your sufferings are being taken away. See if you're understanding the deeper path. Whatever. This message is still going to go out. And those who are meant to be drawn, they will come and think, oh yeah, wow, that's really great. I've been looking for this. I've been trying to understand this Bhagavatam. I never understood it in this way. Nobody's ever said it to me like this. And I couldn't get it myself that way. Why? Why couldn't you get it? Why can't anybody get it? Why can't these gurus get it? Because you need very deep, genuine, ecstatic worship. The only way. Ananda, real Ananda. Then you get real knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship me with loving ecstasy and its symptoms, I give them, and I'm just preaching that understanding. Real knowledge is here. And if you don't have this kind of Ananda that you see every day, not only in this guy and you guys, then you're not going to have the real path like this, the stronger path, the one Yamaraj was very pleased about. Wow, they saw this path, man. And that was only Namabas. Much to say, all this prema in this path has nothing compared to what was going on here now. Much stronger mercy even. Why I get very passionate about preaching this. Till people wake up. People I keep hearing these guys, wake up, you guys, you're being controlled by these demons and all that. And I'm saying, all of you wake up, man. You too preaching like that. This is really being awake, man. Eyes bright. Liberated. Because both of you guys are not awake enough. People, you hear that, they wake up. Don't you see you're being controlled? Nah, you wake up too. You come here, we'll wake you up. And them too. Everybody will wake up. Time to wake up, man. Lord Chaitanya's mercy is here. He's going to destroy all our sufferings. Even the gurus will, even though he's holding back with them, he'll destroy theirs too.
The holding back gurus.
He'll be merciful to them too. Even though they're holding back their followers from getting the real mercy, that's okay. Well, actually, they're just teaching, in their level, and we're here to teach this level. We'll prove which stronger. Go ahead.
Okay,
Wait. Read this. Read this. River.
Where is the conclusive truth when there are only extraction because of dresses and external differences? Hope everybody is welcome to cooperate, collaboration for sharing love of God and helping those who need.
Yeah,
Where is the conclusive truth?
Yeah, the bottom line is, can people, at least there has to be acknowledgement that this is stronger. We can cooperate, but you see, it's like with Prabhupada. The God brother said, we want to cooperate with Swamiji.
Yeah.
But Prabhupada could see their hearts. They had material motive. They wanted to come in and pollute everything and come on top. Now, if a person can see the strength of this preaching and this understanding here, and oh yeah, I want to move up, I want to move sincerely, then that's great. Otherwise, cooperation is a myth, and it'll be a myth until people with sincerely want real bhakti and don't want to just come and do what they did with Prabhupada. Oh, Swamiji's, oh, he's got a lot of power, a lot of buildings, a lot of money, a lot of followers, a lot of worshippers. Oh, we also want to do like that, and they did. I don't want any of that here. Do you? No, you want Krishna. You want to move up. I don't care who you are, follower or guru. You
I
know,
want to listen. So.
yeah, we want Krishna. He's the real wealth, not the God. You're going after external things like people going after colored glass when diamonds are available. You know, his Satchidananda is available now. Man, that is the greatest protection, greatest wealth, eternal life, immortal, free from birth and death. That's chunk. That's you know, in a liberated state. All you do is open your mouth and preach the glories of the Lord, and the Lord is attracted, and people are attracted that at least have some good sense. Yeah. Go ahead. Actually, you know what? I think that's enough for a while because already 3 hours. Time to move around a little bit. But this is it pretty amazing, this Bhagavatam, huh? We'll continue on here. Do you like this kind of stuff too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do. It's great.
it's interesting. You know, I mean, God, you know, we can clarify so much from Bhagavatam. It's really wonderful. Um, this is how we start to see, you know, what the hell's going on in this world. Otherwise, everything's dark, you know. This is real light here. It shows us like a practical way to move from one stage of life to another, to the free. Yeah, it's just really fabulous.
For me, there was a big language problem again. This is really, and yeah, language. I will read it three, 4 times now.
Yeah, Krishna will help you.
Yeah.
Follow him too. Any
Alan
what
was
is-
just doing building all over Turkey.
yeah, he's building. He's going to build Turkey up.
Building Turkey up. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so who wants to say anything before closing words? Go ahead.
In my class this morning, because I've been kind of like contemplating. I've been in a place of being with Krishna, but contemplating and seeing what he's saying to me. And also, I felt like the Maya was creeping in. Maya was creeping in. It was like a black cloud coming over me as soon as I started chanting and saying the words of Krishna, and it was just it dissipated straight away. And I
Wow.
saw it as black cloud, and Maya's just starting to cover me again. So if we don't stay in this, we don't stay in Krishna consciousness, in supreme potency, the Maya will take over you again and again and again until, you know, and I saw it happen literally, happened to me today. And it was really nice how it just went away. Like it completely just went back like that. And the Lord was there. So, you know, protecting me from that Maya. It was
Wow,
nice,
that's
really,
amazing. Yeah, that's
really,
amazing.
really lovely. So to stay in this, otherwise the Maya can take over at any time, you know, depending on where you're at individually.
Yeah.
And to stay in the supreme potency extinguishes it just like that today. So yeah, it
That's
was really nice.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that's basically how it is, you know, just a lot of people don't see that. And the soul, see, Bhagavad Gita teaches us the soul is very small. It's only like infinitesimal. And so the Maya is everywhere, you know, and so our hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna, the Lord, you know, this connection, um, it keeps us safe in this protective bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shelter.
Janaki, give us some words.
Awesome as always. I just feel so fortunate to be part of the Sangha because I see out here the other choices.
Yeah.
This is our only shelter, it really is. The words, the association, the energy, the clarity, the everything, the everything. Step outside the Sangha. It's a rain cloud of Maya.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's getting stronger out there too. They're starting to really agitate stuff and cause a division. The non-vaxxers. That, and they're sending the vaxxers after the non-vaxxers. Trying to intimidate them.
Definitely. Intimidation.
Yeah, yeah, and. Because so anyway, that's just where they are. That's because they listen. See, people, they listen, and so they become. Anyway, what are you going to do? This is just the way it is, and we're where we are. They were where the people are where they're at. We just take our roles, and see what happens. It's kind of nice, detached, just more free.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
How about you there,
So
Lalita
fortunate to
Madhava?
see the world.
Oh.
I like Lalita Madhava's hat. He's been decorating
Yeah.
his hat.
So I understand day by day a little more English.
Oh.
So it's very interesting. So I can more follow. And this is the mercy. If I connect more and more, I understand more and more. Inside and outside. So in the Maya here is there. I know, like Yamuna, I understand some here and there. Say just the Maya works, but we feel the strong protection in our Sangha. Otherwise, it is hopeless. I cannot control my ghost. No, big problem. But I trust I trust Krishna through you, because you are powered, and you can see everything in every devotee where you have to become clean. So it need time. It need time. So I see so many people coming here every day, and still, Krishna, let me see also the Maya in their heads. So I'm not alone, and I'm happy, Krishna, let me see things to give me some mood. Sorry, to overcome the purified thing. To overcome the purified. It's not easy, really not easy. Everybody have problems in different ways about the desires the deep desires to Maya, and me have not much to desire to have something from materia. You take everything away from me. I have really nothing. The only what I have is a share from Lalita. That's all what I have. If there is nothing, but the desire for body love with the woman is still strong. Maybe some people are not so strong in that way, but the material desires in money or houses is different.
It's not about get this sannyasi thing out of your mind. Strong desire is natural. If that's you got strong desire, you just got strong desire. So what? It's not like, I got a strong desire for women. Well, you're a man, you got a man's body. So what? Let's move on. Don't get into this. Yeah.
I know from your teachings what you repeat now.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid about that.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Otherwise,
It
this false renunciation they're teaching, and
Yeah.
everybody gets really weird.
is there, but just I want to say it.
Yeah.
I trust the system what Krishna bring to you.
Yeah.
That's what I trust.
Yeah.
But here is I don't mind. Just I see it. I come more conscious what the stupid ghost is.
Yeah. No problem. Just move on. Okay. I gotta move around a little bit. I'll see you guys later. Hare Krishna. Have a great day.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.